Hey nerds, welcome to Jared Barry Reacts. Today we're going to react to Season 1, Episode 9 of Angel, entitled Hero. I need a hero. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links in the description box down below for the Patreon, the Twitch stream, everything in between. Jerry will do his best work behind the scenes in just a few moments. And yes, apparently this is like my favorite shirt because it's still in rotation. Took it out the dryer. Fresh trim. Fuck it, bro. We'll keep it rolling with the Halo Reach shirt, shall we? We're coming off the heels of the last episode of Angel that was just, I Will Remember You, which just hurt. I talked a little more in depth at the beginning of the last episode of Buffy than at the end of that episode about how just like defeating it felt and how much it hurt. And it wasn't even like I don't know if I was sad or just defeated, but it made me tired. I wanted to go to sleep. I was like, I officially now just want to go to bed. Thank you for ruining my evening. I hate that for Buffy. And then we see Buffy go into the next episode where she just has a spell put on her and she's bouncing back and forth between Spike and Riley. And it's just not what I want to see. And that's not a negative thing about the show. That's just a personal, I want to see her happy. And hopefully Riley can bring her that happiness because he seems like a really good guy. And Angel just has to keep that knowledge to himself. So I'm curious in this episode if that gets brought up again, or if he tells Doyle or I almost said Charisma, or if he tells Cordelia any of that information. So we're going to hop into this. Like I said, I'm going to put Jerry behind the scenes, and let's watch our 9th episode of Angel.
Okay, we fade up on an aerial shot, downtown, skyscrapers, lights, yada, yada, yada. We hear a narrator, preferably famous, maybe that bald Star Trek guy, or one of the cheaper bald ones. And he says,
You can talk about Patrick Stewart like that.
Big, bad city out there. Boom! She's attacked by a big, ugly goon with a knife. She's
You're not ugly,
screams,
buddy.
Help!
Oh, a kniff.
He'll protect you.
Are they doing an infomercial for my boy running super kick?
Because I'm the Dark Avenger. I'm the what?
The Dark Avenger.
Avenger.
I'm the Dark Avenger.
The Dark Avenger.
I know,
The
it's
Lethal
perfect.
Protector.
I'm telling you, one commercial like this could help get us out of the red, or...
That was so fourth wall meta breaking, and then it just comes in to make it tie in with the show, and Angel's fed up, and you could feel it, and that's good stuff.
The blacker...
Look, all I'm saying is advertising a superhero who can't really go out in the daylight might raise vampire suspicions.
Well, he's had 2 opportunities so far in the first season to go out in the daylight, but, you know, he fucked both them up, didn't he?
Not to mention our pesky lack of investigator's license.
I wonder if, I don't know if I mentioned this during the episode with the ring, I wonder if this is where the idea for a daylight ring came into play for, like, later shows like the Vampire Diaries and the originals. Again, when I say that, I'm not, I read a couple weird comments. I'm not giving this show every bit of credit to be 100% original. It's not that wild of a concept to come up with a ring that gives you invulnerability, right? But this is kind of like a mold-breaking show, one of the first to do it, or at least one of the first to do it with all these eyeballs on it, with how much of a cult classic this is, and how like if I even click on Reddit, since it's picking up, I guess my computer's watching Buffy, like it wants to show me Buffy posts that I have to get rid of when I'm just trying to find an answer to, is my prescription off a little bit? How long should I wait to go back to the eye doctor? You know, it's everywhere. So I wonder if those shows following in these footsteps got the idea from this, or if it was just something where they were like, yeah, let's put a ring on people and let them walk out in the daylight. Because it's a cool idea. I like it. It'd be the same idea if somebody said, what about a ring that gives you powers? Does that come from Green Lantern? Like, where was the first source to ever kind of do that? It's just fun.
I've character way too Braveheart for Joe Couch Potato to relate to. We need someone who's average.
Not Joe Couch Potato. Doyle.
Run of the mill.
A bagel. A plain bagel.
Well, I appreciate
No
the compliment.
crumchazzies.
Come over here into the light and let's see if we can create some cheekbones.
Oh, just like that into the intro. They got
Our
cue
rats are
cards.
low.
Great.
Our rats.
It says rats.
The rats are low. She
Our
don't know how to
rates are
spell.
low, but our standards are high.
Hold on. Look no further. I can't see the word rat or rates behind her noggin.
That's what you'll find.
I think
here.
that is my most infuriating thing when it comes to commercials and TV and acting and stuff, especially like during game shows where they'll have somebody and they're like, we're here to provide all of this information to you, and we are going to do so in a helpful manner. Upcoming in 2025, we're going to have some really cool games come out. We really love our community, and it's just going to be really fun, and you're not even noticing my eyeballs are reading something. I hate it. I don't know why they don't just take multiple takes, man. Say that shit with actual meaning. Everybody's like, if you need help, look no further. We're here at CD Projekt Red to bring you the new Witcher game. I hope you enjoy. Instead of somebody just being like, we got this brand new game coming out, bro. This shit's about to be sick. You don't have to be YouTuber about it, but you could throw your own flair into it and do it without reading something off a thing. You're not reading a goddamn apology speech or fucking some press note that your publisher wrote up for you. I don't know, man. It bugs me. If you need it, you need it. Don't get me wrong. Not knocking, but just like, try a little bit.
Someone who'll go all the way. Who'll protect you no matter what. So don't lose hope. Come on over to our offices, and you'll see that there's still heroes in this world.
I need a hero.
Is that it?
Oh, this is the opening to Captain America, the First Avenger.
Hey, it's a private catharsis, or can anyone watch? Just need a little time. Believe me, I know. Last time I saw my ex, she was around for 5 minutes, and I was a wreck for days. Amazing how they can do that to you.
Yeah, y'all were married.
Buffy was here for more than 5 minutes.
He took me to see the oracles to find out what it meant.
No, see, I'm gonna remember a trip to the netherworld of eternal watching.
Stop the exposition game and tell him what the fuck happened.
It's not something.
And see, not necessarily 100% this, but this is definitely where Legacy's got the whole premise of their fucking show from. Like, not Angel, but Buffy and them not being able to be together, constantly being separated. I'm telling you, if you watch Buffy and then go watch Legacies, you're going to pick up on every little thing that they've pulled from Buffy and just her aura. They wanted Hope Michelson to be Buffy. That is not a knock. That is a positive thing. Why wouldn't you want the daughter of Klaus Michelson to be a Buffy level badass? The only problem is they didn't spend enough time actually focusing on Hope. They spent too much time focusing on her boyfriend. The show was mainly about him majority of the time. And while I can see his face, couldn't tell you his name. I almost want to say Liam, but that's not it. I genuinely, no bullshitting, can't even tell you his name because the entire show spent more time focusing on him rather than the actual legacies of the show. And I liked Legacies. I thought it was fine for what it was. Landon Kirby, that's his name. We should have spent more time with Hope and develop her being this badass because when you introduce a show like that then deals with supernatural elements and you're constantly being berated and attacked by supernatural beings, you have a badass that can deal with that because she's a tribrid. She's a vampire, a werewolf, and a witch. If Buffy had the combined strength of a vampire, a wolf, and a witch, could you imagine how OP and unstoppable she would be? Are you fucking kidding me? And I think that's initially or ultimately what they wanted with Hope, but they never pulled the trigger on it. And we didn't really get to see her be the ultimate badass until the last season. And then it's too little too late. The show's flawed. It's still an enjoyable watch if you watched the Vampire Diaries and the originals. It doesn't live up to those shows by any means because those shows are peak when it comes to this genre. And Legacies is just a fun little spinoff. But still, ugly business. But they definitely did pull a lot from Buffy. And why wouldn't you? I feel like any show that wants to pick up and do a kind of high school vampire story, whether it be those shows we just mentioned, whether it be a Twilight or anything else. I've only ever watched a handful of episodes of True Blood when it was on HBO back in the day. I don't really know the premise of it, but I feel like those people were older. Like, why wouldn't you pull from this? This kind of feels like the blueprint because I can't think of anything that came before this other than the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. So yeah. And then that Buffy went on to be the love interest to Sonny Koufax in Big Daddy. And then she ended up working at Hooters with that old man who had a 5-year plan. There's a fucking deep cut, brother.
You never know your strength till you're tested.
Come on, you've lived and loved and...
You never know your strength until you are tested. That's damn near a biblical verse. That's a fuck. You never know your strength until you're tested. That's a good point. You don't know how strong you are until you put some weights up on the rack and try to move it. Until you test yourself. You don't know if you would jump on a live grenade unless one's thrown in front of you. That's a bar.
Lawson fought and vanquished inside a day, and I'm still trying to work up the nerve to ask Cordy out for dinner. Not to mention the whole part about telling her I'm half demon.
She's behind him, isn't
Probably
she?
come first, huh?
The Oracle said something very bad is
Never
coming.
mind.
Soldiers of darkness ushering in the end of days kind of bad.
So much for the security.
That seems like they would
of
definitely have more of a crossover if we do get, Ushers of Darkness.
Saving spawns.
I feel something coming, Doyle. I don't know what.
Something
I know
coming.
we're part of it.
Well, if it's a fight they want.
It's a fight they'll get.
Coming up.
Oh, no.
Whoever you saw just now, did they look like they could afford to pay?
That girl's priorities, they're not in the wrong place, but goddamn, child. Grabs me by the face like that's crazy.
It's okay. We're here to help.
We gave all our money to a man who promised to get us passports and safe passage on a ship.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Back in January, I was like, let me go get a passport. Did the whole application, right? Did the whole thing. Took my picture, all of it, paid, got my birth certificate and stuff back in the mail, all good stuff. I get an email on the 26th saying that my passport would be here on March the 4th. I look at the tracking. On March the 1st, my passport was in my city. It was down the street. On March the 3rd, it was in California, across the Yom. Then, fast forward a few more days, 2 states above me. Getting closer. 3 days after that, we're in the hospital. It's back in California. Fast forward a few more days. Now it's a state to the left. Back over on the East Coast. And now, at this exact moment, it's back in California. What? Give me my fucking passport. I want to go places.
The Scourge. You know them. What are they? Death.
I mean, with a name like the Scourge, yeah. They don't need to do that. Him walking in with a cigarette just reminded me that back in the 90s, you could smoke in restaurants. People would literally be sitting and smoking in like a fucking Applebee's. We used to have to ask for a smoke-free section when we went into an Applebee's because the other half of the place was smoking, or like a Steak and Shake. You know how putrid that is to be eating a burger and smelling cigarette smoke? What a weird fucking time.
Take chances.
Doyle, if you don't believe we share a common family, believe we share a common enemy.
Oof.
Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's also a bar. Help me, brother.
Guess not.
I just want to push in one of their spikes. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but shit. Damn, dude. Your whole fucking clan got wiped out. I wonder how that works. Like, if you're a Bracken, Fracken, Kraken demon, like, are you guys just all related by default? Oh, is that the guy that was in his room? Somebody came to you begging for help and you find them
Wasn't a
dead?
dream.
Fucking yuck, man.
The guy runs a freighter. He owes Angel some money. He does this, they're even.
Ho, hang on. This guy owes Angel money? Why aren't we collecting it?
Cordy, oppressed demon people here.
Right, there's...
Not getting any safer.
So we're sending them on a cruise and we're paying for it?
I see what she's saying, because this is her job and she wants to get paid and she wants money too to be able to live and function. But the moral high ground here is with Doyle and Angel.
He says there isn't any promised one. And he wasn't gonna stay here and get killed with the rest of us.
He said, prophecy be damned. I want to know what I know Reef from.
We're not gonna get killed, are we?
Choice.
Right. A choice. Where do I want to be hated?
It seems like they're making Doyle the hero here, helping these demons out.
You're passing. My mother was the same way. Could walk down the street. She took me out with her one day. I was so excited. Just out in the neighborhood with all the other kids. You know what day it was?
Sunday.
What day was it?
It's Halloween.
So that's my choice.
I didn't even think
I
about
can
that.
be hated by humans because they're scared of me.
No, I don't. I don't know anything about your people's myths and legends. But I do know Angel. And he's the genuine article.
My hero.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. And your people can call him the Promised One or the Dark Avenger. I mean, what does it matter?
It matters because it's a lie.
They put their faith in something.
I like how he threw in that Dark Avengers thing right there, though. Try to be a little tongue-in-cheek.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
It was Angel. I was like, damn, bro, who pulled him in like that? Strong as hell.
They were here, sir. Recently.
And when the lights come on, where do the vermin go?
Nah, these are like some like pinhead Nazi type deals, yeah.
Keep looking.
For what? This? Back off.
That's a cool ass outfit. That's a cool like prosthesis.
Vampires don't feed on demon blood.
This is literally Red Skull.
Please. I wouldn't eat this. At night. Polluting me. Please don't.
Had to be a fake neck snap, right? There's no way it
I
just
know
happened.
who you are. I want to join you.
Oh yeah, he's playing them. Isn't it crazy they didn't have to put no eyebrow makeup on him?
Join us. You wish to die?
I need to be cleansed. And only you can show me the way. You can kill me if you want. You'd only be freeing me. But I can kill half-breeds for you. And believe me, I can do it faster and better than anyone you've got. I know their minds. Where they hide. What they think. I can help you.
He's in his straight Angelus mode right now, bro, playing this boy.
Maybe you can.
It's like how he did with Spike. Their heads look like a circumcision gone wrong. I don't know, something about it just like it looks cool, but the more you look at it, the more it kind of looks like it hurts a lot.
I think I hated that plan.
Demons can't die from a neck stab, can they? Ah.
Can all Brack?
That's what he looks like. He looks like old boy Billy, right? From fucking Hocus Pocus. That's his name. Oh my God, I'm forgetting everything at the moment. That's who he looks like. Hocus Pocus. Hold up. Yeah, Billy Butcherson. Look at his face. A little bit. A smidge. Not a whole lot.
Can demons do that?
Get him here.
Yes, he's a good one. He understands our suffering.
We both do.
I apologize. I didn't mean to say that you didn't. Just more familiar for Doyle. He has to live with a certain amount of persecution. You always do when you're half demon.
Demon?
No, man. See, I didn't want somebody else to tell her. I wanted him to be the one to do it. But of course, that's the fucking ebb and flow of this. I wanted him to be like, hey, by the way, this is me.
Worse, they keep crossbreeding. Forever
That boy is a fucking Nazi. They really put him in the garbs and everything. I don't like how normal he looks in that, actually.
diluting our precious demon blood with their weak,
what the fuck?
Humanity.
Yeah, bro. They all look like bad circumcisions.
First mate on a ship they think means salvation, not annihilation.
Oh, no, you fucking rat snitch ass bitch.
But he is a brother to our cause.
11.
The Lister half-breeds.
Incredible, isn't
Made an
he?
example to all
He
those
makes it all so
who
clear.
Yes. Things are very clear.
The listers, along with any creatures contaminated with human blood, will perish the moment this cleansing light touches them.
God, dog, that's a big ass exposition
When the
tool.
beacon achieves full power and detonates, its deadly reach will extend a quarter mile in every direction.
Well, it's all gonna be okay. What was that for?
Why didn't you tell me you were half demon? I thought we agreed that secrets are bad.
Trying to work up the courage, though. That's a big one.
I wanted to tell you.
For now. So you're half demon. Big whoop! I can't believe you think I'd care about that. I mean, I work for a vampire. Hello?
That is true.
I just...
What do you think I am? Would you ask me out for dinner already?
Yeah?
Oh, her little
Cordelia.
Cordy smile. Oh, he never even got to say it, dude.
Would you like to...
It's Angel.
On a fucking motorbike, bro. I just watched Captain America: The First Avenger like a few weeks back. We're rewatching the MCU. He's on a motorcycle. He's down there doing a punching bag. You got Red Skull up there preaching. You got a little cube that destroys things. What?
It's gonna detonate.
Get out! Everyone
It's also kind of like The Dark Knight Rises a bit, yeah. Batman. I can make a lot of connections here.
This light kills anything with human blood.
Well, it's getting brighter. That little doohickeys.
It's fully armed, isn't it?
Almost. I pull the cables, I think I could still shut it off.
How are you gonna do that without touching the light?
Angel, it's suicide.
There's gotta be another way.
It's all right.
No.
Oh, buddy, no, you have a whole show to still do.
You never know until you've been tested.
Oh, he is the hero. I need a hero.
I get that now.
All right, bro, what you doing, Doyle? Gotta go to the Oracle. Oh, he done clobbered him. I know why he did it. He had to stop him from stopping him. Ooh. See, Cordy, that's how you get kissed. When you have fucking Wesley all up on you. You're fucking licking the side of your face and shit.
Too bad we'll never
About
know.
to show his face. Oh my God.
If this is a face you could learn to love.
You could tell she wasn't really repulsed by it at all. Demon face is gone. Red Skull. What the fuck? That boy got obliterated. What about the visions? How's Angel gonna know what case to take? You would never expect to see, but I like that. I like Cordelia just hugging him.
Need help. Is that it? Am I done?
Oof. Get up. Oof. Is that how we end that? Like, is he actually dead? Did Doyle, a fucking main character, to sacrifice himself again? What about the visions? What about, like, again, how's Angel gonna know what case to take? What about the oracles? Could they step in? That's Captain America. Like, he literally turned, like, the whole Red Skull thing, fucking self-sacrifice, not getting his dance, his date. Come on, man. That's insanity. That's crazy, right? I'm at a loss right now. It says an 8.8 rating. It came out November 30th, 1999. Doyle, Angel, and Cordelia assist a clan of mixed heritage demons targeted for extermination by a group of demons known as the Scourge. Look at that. The Scourge are reminiscent of the Nazi Party in Germany who believed in pure races. Yep. Not reading the rest of that because they don't deserve the fucking acknowledgement. The murderous drill sergeant demon who tries to breaks Buffy's spirit in Anne appears identical to the football head. Yes, he does. I remember talking about the circumcision thing. It takes a surprisingly long time to teach a group of civilians to march in step. Time you don't have for nameless extras on a TV show. Note that when the Scourge troops are marching ominously down the street, they're not even close to being in step. Although the sound is perfect marching, yeah. Joss Whedon said that Doyle was never going to be a long-term character, and Glenn Quinn knew that going into the role. However, the show writer set the record straight on the Redemption Cast podcast. Minear states that the story about Quinn knowing his character be short-lived was a diplomatic version that they put out at the time. Quinn was given the opportunity to get his substance problems under control, but when he unfortunately could not, they had to let him go in order to protect both the show and the actor himself. This gave Whedon the opportunity to remove a leading character early on in the show's run, which he had been wanting to do for some time. So he had a substance problem. So he's gone. Oh, this guy actually died in 2002. He was 32 years old. He was on Roseanne. Yeah, that's it. He appeared in the unaired pilot of this show, and that's it. What the fuck, dude? He actually passed away. Drug overdose. A heroin overdose. Oh, man. Jesus, dude. Special effects supervisor explains, describe the version of Doyle's death as, I want him to melt to death. I want his flesh to melt off and muscle and then bones. The effects would be too graphic for television. He shot Doyle in his demon form, and Doyle then half-burned makeup and then used matte elements to digitally chew through his skin, including an element of acetone poured on styrofoam. That's pretty cool. Jesus, man. What? But that's sick. This is the first appearance of Sean Gunn. Oh, in this season. In this episode, he appears briefly as a demon named Lucas. It's cool, man. If you guys don't know, Sean Gunn is in all the Guardians of the Galaxies as Kraglin, and he's the on-set Rocket. And he voices young Rocket as well, which is pretty cool. Oh my God, dude. I mean, that sucks because it seems like they wanted to give him an opportunity to remain on as a character, but he had outside issues, so therefore they let him go, and an untimely death. I wonder if they would have ever tried to bring him back through some supernatural element way. I don't really consider that a spoiler, considering the fact the actor actually passed away a few years after this. And I wonder if, this isn't a blame thing I'm going to say, but I wonder if getting let go from this position led to more substance abuse when they were really just trying to help him get it under control. I'm not one to judge or pass judgment on people who do abuse drugs or take drugs that aren't, like people smoke weed. That's not really a drug. I do think, however, if you do have to smoke it every day just to function, it is, come on, admit it. But recreational use, that's not really a drug. Doesn't really have any harmful side effects. But people who do hard substances like, heroin, which is like worst of all, I'm not going to pass judgment. I don't know what went through in your life that led you to that point, or maybe you're just experimenting or whatever. It sucks that most of the time the help's not there. There's a lot of negative judgment because it is a choice to do those things. And I get that argument to an extent, but I think there comes a point where people lack the empathy and they lack the sympathy with those individuals. And it sucks to see somebody, especially actors, and it doesn't take away anything people who aren't actors, but actors have money and resources to get the help, and their money ends up going other places, and they don't really have a support system. So like if they don't have the support system, what makes you think, oh, Joe on the side of the street has a support system? Some people have the support system and they turn it away. It's just those drugs have a way of taking over. And there's a lot of addictive substances out in the world. And there's a lot of stuff that's legal that's addictive. Alcohol, perfectly legal, super addicting. I've tried numerous different types and forms of alcohol. And you just have to know, like, okay, this is an issue. We just bought stuff to taste test it. I don't think it ever was, but I remember one day I was like, man, I really want to drink something tonight. And there was like an urge. But I'm like, do I really need to? And luckily I have the wherewithal to know that it's not an issue and I didn't drink anything. I think once you get the consistent urge, like you have to be self-aware to back away. Same thing Tom Holland talked about. Cigarettes, I've never smoked, but highly addicting. I watch how that's affected numerous people in my life, whether it just be decaying health or cancer or whatever it is. Like, don't smoke. Vaping's in the same deal. It's almost just as harmful, if not worse, than smoking cigarettes. It's putting those chemicals in your lungs. We're not supposed to have things in our lungs, really. And I know I just said smoking weed and stuff, but still, it's just as bad. So yeah, there's plenty of legal things that are just as addicting, and it sucks to see or to read about another person who back in the 90s and early 2000s just succumbed to that stuff. So if you are somebody going through some substance abuse problems, or maybe you do think you have an addiction, like talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed. Reach out. Talk to a friend. Try to get help if you can. There's hotlines. Same thing with gambling. There's hotlines. Not to oddly divert to that, but to go back to the episode, the reason we're all here, it was a very good episode. It felt kind of slow paced, and the ending of the sacrifice seemed abrupt in a way that it didn't feel like it was building towards a hero sacrifice. But you could see where the puzzle pieces were there, and it sucks that right as him and Cordelia seems like, hey, you're going to ask me out for dinner, and he has the moment to get his date with the girl that he's been kind of drooling over since the beginning of the show. And he doesn't actually get that. He does get the smooch, and he sacrifices himself, and it's beautiful in a sense, but you hate to see it. So, yeah. I don't know where the show goes now. Like, we don't have, like, again, we don't have the visions. We don't know where it's going to go. I assume the next episode will probably be grieving, because you could see it really affected Cordelia. I like Doyle. He seemed fun. We never really got to the full extent of his story, which kind of sucks. The next episode we're going to watch outside of this, the next episode that you're going to see in the following days will be Season 4, Episode 10 of Buffy, entitled Hush, and then Season 4, Episode 11 of Buffy, entitled Doomed. The next time I'll see you on Angel will be for Season 1, Episode 10, entitled Parting Gifts, which sounds like a grieving episode for Doyle. So, I'll leave it there. I'll have links and everything in the description box down below. Playlist up on screen. Stay cute, stay hydrated. Catch you on the next one.